Hello, Lili here. Today we are starting with Class 3, Chapter 4 of your science textbook. The name of the chapter is Birds. We see many birds around us. Birds such as pigeon, crow, sparrow, and parrot are commonly seen. Do you feel amazed by the way they fly? Their bodies are different from any other animal. Let us find out more about them. Stepping stones. Find the names of the birds given below in the word grid. Owl, crane, peacock, crow, eagle, and parrot. Next page. Birds are feathered living beings. They have a pair of wings and a tail which help them to fly. Their strong muscles help them to move the wings. These muscles are called flight muscles. The body of birds are designed in a way that help them to fly. It is shaped like a boat. The birds have a pointed head and a beak which help them to cut through the air. This is called a streamlined body. This makes it easy for a bird to fly. The body of a bird is light because it is made of hollow bones. On the other hand, the skeleton of a bird is very strong. This helps it to fly easily for a long period of time. The tail of a bird helps it to change directions while flying. As you can see here, body parts of a bird: tail, wings, head, eye, beak, leg. How does a bird fly? A bird lifts its body up in the air by flapping the wings. There are two ways in which birds move their wings. Downstroke. During the downstroke, the wings move downward and forwards. Upstroke. During the upstroke, the wings move upwards and backwards. In this wonder box, we have that airplanes were inspired by the birds. That is why some airplanes, jet flights, flighters, and rockets were named on the names of birds. Examples of such names are ME-262, Stormbird, P-36, Hawk, 172 Skyhawk, F-117 Nighthawk, 421 Golden Eagle, F-16 Falcon, Falcon 9, NASA's most advanced rocket. When a bird lands, it spreads out its wings and glides down smoothly without much flapping. Flightless birds. There are over 9,000 different kinds of birds in the world. Most of them can fly. There are some birds that cannot fly, such as ostrich, emu, kiwi, and penguin. This is the shape of emu bird. Now let's learn about feathers. Feathers are a very important part of bird's body. They help birds to fly. Feathers also protect the body of a bird from different weather conditions. Bird feathers are made up of protein. Birds have three types of feathers. flight feathers, down feathers, and body feathers. Flight feathers. They are large in size. These are found in the tail and wings. These help birds to lift themselves and provide balance for flight. Down feathers. They grow close to the skin and keep the body warm. They are short, soft, and fluffy. A newborn bird has a lot of down feathers. Body feathers. They cover the streamlined body of the bird. They also give shape to the bird's body. Different birds have feathers of different colors. Let us understand through an activity that different kinds of birds have different kinds of feathers. As you can see here, this is the flight feather, this is down feather, and this is body feather. In this wonder box, we can learn that penguin is the only bird that can walk upright. In 1973, somewhere in the sky of Western Africa, a Reuben griffin vulture collided with an aircraft and became the record holder of highest flying bird in the world. It was almost 11,250 meters. This activity. Collect feathers of different birds from the gardens, pet shops, and farms. Take the help of your teacher and observe them. You will notice that the feathers are made of fine hair-like structure that stick to each other with small hooks. This is what makes the feather a flat plain surface that helps them to fly. Now beaks. Birds do not have teeth. They have beaks that help them catch their food and eat it. The shape of a bird's beak depends on the kind of food it eats. They also use their beaks for picking up things such as twigs for making nests. Birds use beaks to transfer food into the mouth of their young ones. Short and hard beak. Birds such as sparrow, pigeon, and peacock have short and hard beak. This type of beak helps them to crush the grains and seeds. As you can see here, the picture of the peacock and pigeon. Curved beak. Parrot, parakeet, and macaw have a strong curved beak. This beak helps them to crack nuts and hard fruits. This is the photo of the parrot. Strong, sharp, and hooked beak. Birds such as eagle, vulture, and kite hunt and feed on other animals. So they have strong, sharp, and hooked beak that help them to tear the flesh of their prey. For example, rat, squirrel, and snake. And this is the picture of the eagle's beak. Strong and chisel-shaped beak. Birds such as a woodpecker, hoopoe, and hummingbirds have a strong and chisel-shaped beak that help them to drill holes in tree trunks for making their nest and to pull out insects. And this is also the chisel-shaped beak of the woodpecker. The next beak is broad and flat beak. Birds such as duck and swan have broad, flat beak with small holes on the sides. These holes help them to eat worms and small plants present inside the muddy water. Muddy water flows out through the holes and leaves the worm and insects inside the beak. So this is the broad and flat beak of the duck. Spoon-shaped beak. A spoonbill has a spoon-shaped beak. This type of beak helps it to gather tadpoles and insects from water. As you can see, this is a spoon-shaped beak of a spoonbill. Now let's learn about feet and claws. Birds have 2 legs to move around. Most birds have 4 toes on each foot. Each toe has a curved and pointed claw at its end. Birds use their feet and claws to catch food, to protect themselves, and to sit on tree branches. Different birds have different types of feet and claws. Now let's learn about them. Flesh-eating birds. Eagles and vultures are flesh-eating birds. They have strong and sharp claws called talons. These birds hold their prey between their talons while flying. This is the talons of an eagle. Perching birds. The feet of birds such as crow, sparrow, and myna have 3 toes in front and 1 toe in back. They use their toes to hold on a branch. This is called perching. This helps them to perch or sit on high branches without falling. That is why these birds are called perching birds. This is also the toes of the myna. Scratching birds. Hen, rooster, and peacock have hard and sharp claws. Their hard claws help them to scratch and dig the ground and pull out insects and worms. Toes of a hen. Swimming birds. Birds such as duck and goose have webbed feet. There is a web of skin between the 3 front toes. The webbed feet act like oars and help the birds to swim. This is the webbed feet of a duck. Wading birds. Water birds such as cranes and herons have long and thin legs. The spread out toes prevent the birds from sinking into the muddy water. These help them to walk through water in search of food. This movement is called wading. Long and thin legs of a crane. Climbing birds. Birds such as parrot and woodpecker have 2 toes that point forward and 2 toes that point backwards. Such toes help them climb trees. Toes of a woodpecker. Now run through. The flight muscles of a bird help it move its wing. During the upstroke, the wings move upwards and backwards. During the downstroke, the wings move downwards and forwards. Flight feathers are large in size. These are found in the tail and wings. Down feathers cover and keep the bird's body warm. Body feathers cover the streamlined body of the bird. Birds use their beaks to pick up things such as twigs. Eagles and vultures have strong and sharp claws called talons. Now, just track your progress. Number 1. Fill in the blanks. A. Emu is a flightless bird. B. Flight feathers are found in the tail and wings of birds. C. During upstroke, the wings move upward and backwards. D. Body feathers give shape to a bird's body. Name a bird that has a short and hard beak, sparrow, has webbed feet, duck, uses its beak to tear flesh, kite, has sharp and hard claws, rooster, perches on trees, myna. Where do birds live? Birds build nests. They use twigs, grass, feathers, cotton, wool, leaves, and sometimes even mud to build their nests. The nest acts as the shelter for birds. It keeps them safe from bad weather. It protects them from their enemies. Birds lay their eggs in nests They take care of their young ones in the nests till they are ready to fly. Different birds make different kinds of nests. Once their young ones grow and fly away, birds do not use their nests. Most birds make a new nest every year. Nests in holes. A woodpecker makes a hole in a tree trunk with its beak. The hole is used as a nest. A woodpecker's nest. Nests in rocks. Eagles make their nest on the higher branches of tall trees or on rocks. Their nests are called eyries. An eagle's nest. A woven nest. A weaver bird uses grass, twigs and leaves to weave a nest on a tree with its beak. The nest hangs from the branch of a tree. It pulls the grass in and out with its beak as it weaves the nest. There is a tunnel-shaped opening for the bird to enter. As you can see the shape, this is a weaver bird's nest. A stitched nest. A tailor bird makes its nest out of large-sized leaves. It uses its beak like a needle to stitch the leaves together using cotton threads or threads from a spider's web. That is why it is called a tailor bird. As you can see in this picture, this is a tailor bird's nest. Nests on open ground. Penguins make their nests on the ground with a few stones or pebbles. This prevents the eggs from rolling away. This also protects them from melting ice. A penguin's nest. Now, caring of young ones. Birds lay eggs in their nests. The mother bird sits on the eggs for some days to keep them warm. This helps the baby birds, to develop inside the eggs. When the eggs hatch and the babies come out, they are weak and featherless. The parents feed them and protect from enemies. Now let's learn about these things. Flight feathers are the feathers present in the tail and wings of a bird. Perching means sitting of birds on trees by gripping with their feet. Streamlined means broad in the middle and narrow at the two ends. Talons mean sharp and curved claws of flesh-eating birds. Webbed feet is feet of some animals have toes which are connected with thin folds of skin. Now, take the correct answer. Number 1. Which of the following bird makes hole in the trunk to build its nest? The answer is woodpecker. Number 2. Which of the following birds uses its beak to stitch the leaves together? It is tailor bird. Number 3. Which of the following bird has broad and flat beak? It is a dove. Number 4. Which of the following birds has spoon-shaped beak? It is spoonbill. Number 5. Which of the following birds has spread out toes which prevent them from sinking into the muddy water? It is crane. Now fill in the blanks. Number 1. The tail of a bird helps it to change directions while flying. Number 2. Down feathers grow close to the skin and keep the body warm. Number 3. Talons are the sharp and curved claws of the flesh-eating animals. Number 4. A weaver bird uses grass, twigs, and leaves to weave a nest on a tree. Number 5. Nests of eagles are called eyries. State whether true or false. Birds have hollow bones. True. Ostrich can fly very high in the sky. False. A duck has a broad and sharp beak. False. A newborn bird has a lot of down feathers. True. Penguins make their nests on the higher branches of tall trees. False. Give two examples for each of the following. For perching birds, we can have sparrow and myna. For scratching birds, rooster and hen. For climbing birds, parrot and woodpecker. And for wading birds, cranes and herons. Match the following. Wings help the birds to fly. Hollow bones make the body light. Upstroke is when wings move upwards. Tail helps change directions, and strong muscles help move the wings. The question and answers we will refer now to the notebook, and this is done in the course book. Here are some new words that they can learn. Question number 1. What is the difference between a woven nest and a stitched nest? Answer. Weaver bird uses grass, twigs and leaves to weave a nest on a tree with its beak. It pulls grass in and out with its beak to weave the nest. Tailor bird makes its nest out of large-sided leaves. It uses its beak like a needle to stitch the leaves together using cotton threads or threads from spider web. Question number 2. Why birds make nests? Explain. Birds make nests for the following reasons. A. It keeps them safe from bad weather. B. It protects them from enemies. C. Birds lay eggs in nests. 4. Young ones are taken care of in nests. Question number 3. How do long and thin legs help a bird in wading? The answer is long and thin legs of a bird, such as cranes and herons, help them in wading by preventing their feet from sinking in muddy water and helping them to walk through water in search of food. Question number 4. What is perching? Perching is the method by which birds such as sparrow and crow, having 3 toes in front and 1 toe in back, hold the branch. Question number 5. What would happen if all the toes of a woodpecker pointed in the same direction? If all the toes of a woodpecker are pointed in the same direction, then it would not be able to hold the trunk and climb the trees. Question number 6. Name a bird that has chisel-shaped beak, it is woodpecker, spoon-shaped beak, it is spoonbill. How do these beaks help them in feeding? The answer is chisel-shaped beak help the woodpecker to drill holes in tree trunk to pull out insects, and spoon-shaped beak of spoonbill helps it to gather tadpoles and insects from water. Next question. How do birds fly? The answer is a bird lifts its body up in the air by flapping their wings. Birds move their wings downwards and forward during downstroke and upstroke, and upwards and backwards during upstroke. Question number 8. What kind of feet do ducks have? How are they helpful to them? The answer is ducks have webbed feet. There is a web of skin between the 3 front toes. These feet act like oars and help the duck to swim. Question number 9. Why do birds have streamlined body? The answer is streamlined body helps the bird to cut through air. Such body shape makes it easy for birds to fly. Question number 10. What would happen if eagles did not have curved claws? The answer is eagles hold their prey between their claws while flying. If eagles did not have curved claws, they will not be able to hold their prey and tear their flesh properly. And the last question is, what would happen if birds do not have body feathers? The answer is body feather covers the body of a bird and gives them shape. Without body feathers, birds and their body shape would get easily affected by external shape. Now, referring to the workbook. Worksheet number 1 of chapter 4. Fill in the blanks. Number 1. Birds have a pair of wings and a tail which helps them to fly. Number 2. Feathers protects the body of a bird from different weather conditions. Number 3. Duck and goose have webbed feet. Number 4. Sparrow is a perching bird. Number 5. Flight feathers are found in the tail and wings of the bird. Match the following. Number 1 is for D, short and hard beak. Number 2 is for A, curved beak. Number 3 is for E, chisel-shaped beak. Number 4 is for C, broad and flat beak. And number 5 is for B, spoon-shaped beak. Give 2 examples for each of the following. Number 1. Birds having talons, eagle, vulture. Number 2. Perching birds, sparrow, crow. Number 3. Climbing birds, parrot, woodpecker. Number 4. Scratching birds, hen and peacock. Number 5. Wading birds, crane and heron. The next page, worksheet number 2. True or false? Number 1. An eagle does not make nests. False. Number 2. Penguins make their nest on the ground. True. A weaver bird uses mud to build its nests. False. A woodpecker makes a hole in a tree. True. Babies of the birds are featherless. True. Based on the description of nests, write the name of the bird. Hole in a tree trunk, woodpecker. Nest on higher branches of tall trees or on rock, eagle. The nest hangs on the branch of a tree, weaver bird. The nest is made from stones which protect it from melting ice, penguins. Nest is made from large-sized leaves and it's stitched with cotton threads. It is tailor bird. Answer the questions. Number 1. Give 2 importance of nests. Number 1. Birds lay their eggs in it. Number 2. It keeps them safe from bad weather. Question number 2. How does mother bird take care of young ones in nest? The answer is the mother bird sits on the eggs for some days to keep them warm. This helps the baby birds to develop inside the eggs. When the eggs hatch and the babies come out, they are weak and featherless. The parents feed them and protect them from enemies. Worksheet number 3. Choose the correct answer. Number 1. Which of the following has webbed feet? Duck. Which of these birds has a hook-shaped beak? Eagle. Which of the following is a perching bird? Crow. Which of the following uses its beak like a needle to make its nest? Tailor bird. Which of the following is not a flightless bird? Duck. Give 1 word for the following. 1. Body part of a bird that helps it to eat food. Beaks. 2. Sharp claws of flesh-eating birds are talons. 3. They cover a bird's body and wings. Feathers. Answer the questions. Because there was not so good space, then we refer to the notebook. Question number 1. How does a bird land? The answer is the bird spreads out its wings and glides down smoothly without much flapping. Number 2. How many legs and toes do birds usually have? Birds have 2 legs and 4 toes. Number 3. What are 3 kinds of feathers that birds have? They are flight feathers, down feathers, and body feathers. Number 4. Why do birds build nests? The answer is Birds build nests because it keeps them safe from bad weather, it protects them from their enemies, and birds lay eggs in nests. And the last question is briefly explain the body structure of a bird. So you can explain however you like according to this chapter. So if you enjoyed my video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.